Yes. Welcome to another vlog. Today is Monday the 2nd of June. Just about to go train some squats. Did check-ins this morning, been on it with stuff. Literally just woke up. Woke up straight away. It's probably not the healthiest thing. I think I might have said this in the last vlog. Woke up, grabbed my phone, started responding to messages till Florence woke up, which was like 15 minutes after I woke up. And then we got interrupted a little bit, and then I got back to work on my desk straight away. We've got post-workout, which is 75 grams of Rice Krispies, some cinnamon, some pink salt, and 30 grams of whey. And we've got pre-workout, which is 75 grams of cream of rice, chocolate brownie flavour, or chocolate fudge flavour or something. Chocolate brownie batter flavoured whey isolate, 30 grams. And then we've got 100 grams of banana, salt, cinnamon. Then, this is always the trick. We've got an intro workout, which is about a litre. Yeah, a litre, it's a 2 litre bottle, so a litre of water. Just put it in the freezer about half an hour ago to an hour ago. And that's got 20 grams of carbs in and an electrolyte dissolvent. I'm going to have a white monster as well on the way to the gym. After I've eaten my pre. And then we've got some squats and some bench. Hopefully better than last week. Accepting that squats is just a weaker lift for me. Hit an all-time bodyweight low yesterday of 185.1. When you're going down, when you drop a significant amount of body weight, especially in a quick time frame, so I was weighing like 202, 203 at the start of Feb. It's not too fast. But when you're dropping almost 20 pounds, like the way the lifts feel, like especially like free weight movements, they do feel different, especially squats. You haven't got your stomach isn't as big, your thighs aren't as big, so it's like there's less to press against in the bottom. So, you know, them lifts sometimes are going to feel not as strong. So they probably do feel like fucking 10 kilos weaker right now. Bench is sort of held. Deadlift seems to be trending up. But yeah, last week I did 135 for a double. I said that in the last vlog. And I overshot it a bit. It's supposed to be RP6, I'm more like a 7.5. Today I'm going to do 130. So I'm going to drop 5 kilos off it. And learn my lesson like a good boy. And then hopefully next week we can up it again. But yeah, I'm going to stop yapping. Gonna have my pre, get in the car, and fuck off. Sit there. Righty-roo, so that's squat and bench finished. Yeah, still small. I'm pale. So that's squats and bench finished. I don't know how I feel about that session. I feel okay about it. Squats, last week I overshot it. It was supposed to be RP6. I did 135, it was like 7.5, maybe even an 8. Today I did 130, and it was like a 6.5.
So it were definitely easier than last week, which it should be because it's fucking lighter. Like when you put it on these predicted max things, it spits out that I was slightly weaker. I don't know. I feel like I probably felt just as strong as last week, and I just went lighter like I was supposed to. Because I went too heavy last week. You're supposed to stick to your fucking prescribed difficulties in this shit. So that went like that. Bench last week, I've put too much water in here. By the way, this is my post-workout, as I spoke about before. If you're wondering why is my car full of shit, because we're moving house. We emptied the attic yesterday, and this is the pram, the top of the pram for when Florence was like a little baby, and that was like a baby, kind of a baby thing. So it's in my car anyway. That's why my car's full of shit. Anyway, so bench last week it was supposed to be 2 reps with 3 reps in the tank, an RP7. It was supposed to be an RP7 double, right? I did 107.5. It felt like a 7, but it was probably more like a 6.5. Well, the video said I had 4. It felt like I had 3. Today I did 110, and to be fair, so I did 2.5 kilos more because it was a bit easy last week, and probably felt like I definitely had 2 solid reps, probably 3 though. So I was confident. I thought, yeah, fuck it, I definitely could have done 3. So I put RP7, so it's slightly more difficult than 107.5 last week, and this is week 2 of the block. It's the training right now, it's not super exciting on squats and bench anyway. It sort of feels like my squats, I'll have to look at what week 2 was like in the last block, but at the minute, because where body weight's at, down at obviously 185.1 now, where body weight's at, but not necessarily the fact that my body weight's lighter, the fact that I'm just in the process of losing weight, so I've got less calories, less than enough calories to maintain body weight. My body's not going to be bothered about trying to like make me big and strong as fuck. It's just like trying to hold on to what I've got right now, right? So yeah, because of that, I'm not quite eating enough to recover, and certain lifts, because of how they feel, the mechanics, like I spoke about before, you know, I'm just a smaller person, they just feel less comfortable. So yeah, accessories, side planks progressed from last week, so did the cable row that we added in, but part of that's because side planks I just started doing them weighted last week, weighted plank, and then the cable row, that variation was new last week. Plus it doesn't rely as heavily on like a squat relies heavily on like my mechanics. I keep saying mechanics, it's not the right word. Leverages is the word I was looking for. My leverages change a lot for squat because I'm less fat, whereas for a row it doesn't really change much. Yes. Oh my god, look at the state of the fucking kitchen. Oh no, Penny's not going to be happy. She won't watch this though, so we're absolutely fine. It's Wednesday, which means it's Q&A day on Instagram. 4th of June. So the last vlog I ended it last Wednesday. I did that deadlift session, and I weighed 186.2 pounds last Wednesday. 186.2. This morning I woke up and I was 184. So I was 2.2 pounds down, fucking 1.1 pounds down from my lowest weight so far. I just had a massive drop. So yeah, we're going to see how deadlifts move today. It's week 2 of the current training block. On Monday, I haven't recorded my squats yet for a vlog. We'll do them in the next one. We'll do in the next one. Poverty squats. But yeah, we're going to deadlift today. We'll see how I get on. I mean, usually, based on numbers last week, I'd have probably gone like 180 today, because I did 170 last week, around the same difficulty, which is a mad progression. I know 10 kilos up, even if you're in a gaining phase, but you got to remember, I always go pull back a little bit on the first week. You're always a bit more detrained on the first weaker anyway, because we've had a week of a pivot block, which isn't even like normal training. So yeah, it's like weird, complicated powerlifting stuff. Or it seems complicated, but it's not. So yeah, we'll see how we get on. I don't know. Penny and Florence have just left. I just made myself a nice, delicious, refreshing Jacob Harrison black coffee. Gonna get some water. Gonna do his first work block out of Brucey. Big dog. Probably just do a short work block and then take him out and then get straight back to work. But I always like to start the day with, as you know, a little bit of a fasted work block. I always feel super productive. But yeah, that's where we're at. Gonna enjoy this. Obviously, I think Penny was like asking, oh, they're quite expensive, them bottles of water. I'm like, yeah, I know they are, but it's one of them, like, this makes it feel like I'm having a treat. When I'm on a fat loss phase, getting some nice posh bottled water to start your day. Make sure you got a fresh one for each morning. Or golden. So we're gonna have that with electrolytes, creatine monohydrate, L-glutamine, and this is how we're gonna start the day. It's gonna make me need a shit basically in the first hour of being up, or first hour and a half. So I end up going to the toilet, getting some steps in, getting some work done, getting hydrated before I eat my first meal. And that way I just find things easy. It's a nice routine and I feel fucking class off it. Right, so as you can tell, deadlifts went pretty fucking sweet this week. I'm down to, which I've already mentioned, I'm down to 184 pounds this morning. Something I didn't mention, I'm like 2 point something pounds down from last Wednesday. The lightest I have ever been in the last few years was 176, which was like for like one day when I did a photo shoot in 2023, and I was proper depleted. Since then, the lightest I've been is like 180, 179. So me being 184, I'm only 5 pounds off the lightest I've been. So yeah, this is light for me. I've never deadlifted being this light ever. On the way down anyway. I think I did like some RDLs or some shit when I was reverse dieting back up last year after my shoot. But yeah, it's the lightest I've been. I've done like powerlifting training anyway. And it's fucking felt good this week, today. Squats on Monday, they're sort of holding. Bench today was up a bit. Deadlifts today were definitely up. I felt like about like 10 kilos. So I was happy with that. That's what I wanted to hit. It's what I kind of expected, but I wasn't sure whether it would happen or not. Something I didn't mention before the gym today was that last night Florence woke up 3 times. Penny usually takes care of Florence for the most part during the night, and sorry, I'm driving back at rush hour. Penny usually takes care of Florence most of the time during the night. I just get up and get the milk from downstairs and just pass it to her and go back to sleep. But last night I had to get stuck in, so like at 1 o'clock in the morning I was crouched down on my hands and knees sort of thing with my hand, like holding Florence's hand, trying to comfort her to get back to sleep. Yeah, it wasn't ideal. And then I got back into bed, and I was just to be fair, I actually laid on the floor next to Florence's bed as well for a while there. I don't know how long. Then when I got back to bed, I just couldn't get to sleep, and I don't know whether I attribute that, or it felt like for a while I couldn't get to sleep, and I feel like I'd probably attribute that to just being in a diet, starting to get a bit leaner. So yeah, I wasn't expecting the best session today, to be honest, after that, and a lot of mess about with me and Hursty, who trained with me, my best mate.
There was a bit of a mess about there with time in the training. We originally said 2:15, and then he was like, "Oh, can you do any sooner?" I'm like, "As soon as I can do is 1:30." But by that point, I had a few things that I'd front loaded my day with, and I was just like rushing like fuck. And then there was a road shut. I ended up getting there late, and I was a bit like wound up. So yeah, and my lower back was stiff. So I was like thinking, fucking hell, my back's stiff today. So I really took my time warming up. Did back relaxation drill. Fucking hell, I'm looking kind of jacked, you know. Back relaxation drill, which is something I have a lot of clients do, which isn't just a typical back stretch. Goes against quite popular training beliefs around stretching pre-training and that, but did that, did some other bits, bit of foam rolling, warmed up, but was quite efficient with it, and I felt fine. And everything moved well, so I'm happy. Just got home now. It's 4:17. So it's just about to go 4:20. I need to eat, have my post-workout meal, probably a post-workout meal first, which is 75 grams of cereals, Rice Krispies, 30 grams of whey isolate, some pink salt, some cinnamon with water. So cereals, essentially. You might think that sounds minging, by the way, but whey protein is essentially powdered milk, so it ends up just being milky anyway, regardless. So yeah, gonna have that. Then I've got to pick up Florence. Gonna have to set off to pick up Florence at the latest 5:30. So I've got an hour and 13 minutes from now to have a shower, eat. I've got a client that I need to onboard. Got a bit more client work to do, as well as that. So I'm pressed for time. So I'm gonna fucking head out of here. I'll see y'all in a bit.